the chairman of the board, swerving in the Ford. Game sharp like George Gervin with the sword. I ain't the one to ignore.
Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia is back on track. Contract clause agreement. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. So apparently they have come to an agreement. PBC, Golden Boy, and DAZN, Oscar De La Hoya, Al Haymon, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. They've all apparently reached an agreement. Now, from what I read, they haven't officially signed the contracts yet, but they have all agreed to new terms. PBC sent Golden Boy and DAZN a new contract stating that they will allow Golden Boy and DAZN to promote the rematch if there is a rematch. If both sides mutually agree to a rematch after the first fight. Now, you know, I don't even think it matters at this point because I don't think it's going to be no rematch. I think one of these guys is going to definitively win the fight, and it's probably going to be really lopsided. So I don't even understand why they're arguing over a rematch. I really don't think that's going to be necessary, but perhaps it will be a good fight. Perhaps Ryan Garcia is getting a bum deal from fans that are not his fans, you know, fans that really are not giving him a chance to win the fight. Perhaps he has a rabbit that he's going to pull out of the hat, and he could pull this fight off. You know, he's working with Oscar De La Hoya. He's got Bernard Hopkins behind him. He's got a lot of legendary fighters backing him, and even a lot of the boxing analysts are backing Ryan Garcia to win the fight. But at the end of the day, I mean, who can go against Gervonta Davis at this point? If you watched just his last 3 fights, you should have some type of idea about who's going to win the fight and why they're going to win the fight. But as far as contract negotiations go and the state of boxing, you know, this could set a precedent in boxing. You know, this could be something that helps to reverse the damage that Floyd Mayweather has caused to the sport of boxing. You know, I know a lot of people hate me saying that, but we all know that the Mayweather effect is real. You know, the things he did in the sport, you know, some good, mostly bad. It redefined the sport. It made fighters, I hate to say more rich, but it made fighters realize that there was a lot of money that they were leaving on the table. But at the same time, he introduced a new way of ducking fights. You know, just using popularity, pricing out, you know, getting everything to go your way. It showed fighters that there's ways of winning a fight without throwing a punch. You know, Mayweather, he didn't teach the new generation to box for their legacy. He taught them to box for money, and he taught them to do things for money. And it kind of screwed the sport up, man. It kind of put the sport in a space to where when you want a good fight, you can never get it because everybody wants to follow that Mayweather formula. Everybody just wants the money. Nobody wants to get in there and just prove that they're the best guy. And, you know, I think that's what really sells fights at the end of the day. Especially when a guy who's an underdog ends up winning a fight. You know, that makes boxing special because, you know, the main guy, you know, the A-side guy doesn't always win in boxing. And when the underdog wins, it feels great as a fan to see the underdog get that victory, man. It feels great as a fan to see the underdog have more heart and have more fight than the A-side fighter, because most of the time the A-side fighter is already rich. You know, their fan bases are huge and they can basically do no wrong. And then when you get a guy like, you know, a less known fighter who just wants to show off their talent level and show that they actually belong, a George Kambosos of the world. When you see those guys win, you know, it feels great. I would just hope that the new generation of boxing, they start to do more for those type of victories than just financial victories. I'm not saying Ryan Garcia is a George Kambosos, but he's definitely an underdog in this fight. I don't think many boxing fans, you know, I know Ryan Garcia has a big fan base, but like real boxing fans, I don't think they're giving him a chance to win the fight. Just based off the way that Tank has been finishing his last few fights, you know, some people feel like Garcia might win based off of his size. You know, they're giving him the advantage in the size department, but I don't think size matters when you're in the ring with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is very, very talented. You know, almost seems unreal. I've said that before, to watch him fight. You know, he's the epitome of work, you know, putting the work in and then being able to prove it on fight night, you know, on when it's game time. You know, he's put all the work in, so all he has to do is go out there and display his talent level. So at the end of the day, you know, I think the whole contract negotiation process is necessary. You know, both guys want to get what they deserve out of a fight, but as a boxing fan, you really hate to see them come down, you know, see the negotiations go down like that, because it just shows the nature of the sport and how damaged the sport is. And they got a lot to do to repair the sport, man. But I hope that this fight is a lesson to a lot of younger fighters that it doesn't always got to be about the money. It doesn't always got to be about, you know, how famous you are. Just keep showing and proving, and once you hit that level, you don't even have to show and prove anymore. Your talent level is going to speak for itself. Look at Gervonta Davis, man. His talent level is speaking for itself. He's definitely the A-side in this fight, and it's based off of how he's finished his last few fights. Take nothing away from Ryan Garcia. I like Ryan Garcia. He's a likable personality, but I just don't think his talent level is of the caliber of Gervonta Davis. Got a big fan base. I think Gervonta Davis is going to benefit hugely from this fight. Even if 5% of Ryan Garcia's Instagram audience tunes in, you know, that's a whole new number. It's a way bigger number than Tank's used to receiving when it comes to his fights. Even though he's doing great numbers already, but this Ryan Garcia fight, as far as numbers, I think it should do some great numbers. And I think this fight is what's going to push Gervonta Davis's name into the upper echelon of boxing history, you know, because it is going to put him in front of a lot more eyeballs. And I think the way the fight ends, hopefully he gets the victory, but the way the fight ends is what's really going to define Gervonta Davis as a fighter for the rest of his career. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section. Who y'all got winning? Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo in my Gmail, flockofcards@gmail.com, and we are here.
Look, 1 blunt, 2 blunts, 3 blunts, 4 blunts. Now I'm high in a bitch. Nigga, 1 bird, 1/5, I'm nerd. Yo, chick, now I'm high in your bitch. And I must admit, she looking real thick in that fit. Soon as you leave, I walk up, gripping her hips. Have her flipping the script, convince her to strip. You at home shooting free throws, flicking your wrist. But hold up, don't let me get ahead of myself. If you really wanna better your health, getting out of my area helps. What these young niggas carry, you melt your whole clique. She swallowed the whole dick, oh shit. Now let me slow down, cause I'm off the head bitch roll now. They didn't know, I bet they know now. I rep the hometown, Lewis Keys, nigga, let's go. Let's go, my West End niggas, let's go. My East End niggas, let's go. Louisville, let's go. Nigga, let's go. Let's go, nigga, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, yo, it's sorta like NASCAR. How these niggas take wheels off of fast cars, we not right. About to shine like dandruff and neon lights. Know you feel the shit that we on, right? I got your bitch and she's on pipe, taking pictures of herself. And if you're really slanging, you're snitching on yourself, jerk. So look at it that way. While I'm looking at your rat from the back way, then I'm looking for a black in the ashtray.